Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Hello, hello, hello. We're just going to get this thing started really fast. I wanted to jump on here. I don't usually jump on here on, what day is it? Saturdays. But I really wanted to communicate with you guys and give you guys some data because I've talked to a lot of business owners. I've seen a lot of worry. I've seen a lot of people pulling back in their business, pulling back what they're doing, canceling things. I've actually had a lot of clients. I've had several. The first time this became real to me, this virus thing, was the other day. I had a client call me and she said, "Oh, we can't have an estate sale because the new homeowner doesn't want people inside of her home." So that was the first thing that affected my business, besides different staff getting sick, things like that. Hey, Phil. Hey, everyone. Thank you guys for joining us. If you agree with the data I'm saying or that I'm communicating, feel free to communicate that you agree. If you disagree with the data that I'm giving you as well, please feel free to disagree with it as well. Type your comments, leave your messages. I really want to hear what you guys have to say. This is definitely affecting a lot of small businesses everywhere, but we are having one of our best weeks ever in terms of our staff, our revenue, our sales, the people, the turnout, the community. And so I definitely wanted to go over that as well. By pushing, you can turn this into a positive for your business. The first thing I wanted to talk about with small business, and let me know if this is way too loud or too soft. I might not see your comments on here, so make sure that that you hit me up. You can definitely send me an email, aaron@aaronsestatesales.com. My name is Aaron Sapirski. I own a small business in Metro Detroit called Aaron's Estate Sales. We do estate sales inside of our clients' homes to liquidate the contents. We do about 150 of those a year. We have 4 going on this weekend as we speak right now. We have 4 estate sales running. And our revenue and the turnout and people purchasing and people going out there and still spending money is tremendous. So first of all, I would say don't believe everything. I see all these news articles that say as America starts to move into their homes and never go out again or all this stuff. And we've seen the complete opposite. At one of my sales that I was at this morning, I had about 75 people in line this morning, and it wasn't even anything like there wasn't any massive collections or anything. It was just a nice full house in an area. So people are off work. They are shopping. As you can see, every store that I've passed by is completely full of people, obviously going crazy, but and buying everything. And that's another thing that we'll go over too. So there's a few different points that I want to talk about today. The first one, my staff actually just texted me saying that they need another person over at one of the sales. So I'm going to hurry this up and then get out there. They are so packed with people, and it is going so well at these estate sales. Same thing that retail is running into, same thing, shortage of staff. But the first thing, this is an emergency situation. You need to think of it as an emergency. And when I say emergency, let me define what I mean. If you had a fire in your kitchen that all of a sudden erupted, it's going to pull your attention off of everything else, and the first thing that you have to do is handle that situation. Now, I know that in this emergency, you're not necessarily going to be able to just make it go away, but you do need to be prepared. You need to be prepared for yourself, your staff, and your clients and your customers. So one of the biggest things I wanted to say, because I know that somebody wrote a comment on one of our sales earlier this morning saying, "Oh my God, you're putting people in danger by holding business, by conducting business." And I understand that viewpoint. The other viewpoint is that we have 20 people, 76% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. And that's a huge, when you don't have that paycheck coming in, that's going to affect a lot of people's lives. So our opinion is we're going to flourish. We're going to keep our staff working. We're going to keep supporting our staff. We're going to keep them having jobs. But unfortunately for that, money has to come in a small business. Small businesses don't have millions and millions of dollars that they can just put aside so that their staff can go. And if you agree with this, or disagree with this, I understand both points and I get it. But that's the first thing, is that you have to keep producing. You have to keep production going. You have to keep your staff paid, and you have to keep them working, and you have to keep that money coming in, and it just is what it is. It doesn't work without money. Somebody posted a comment that said profit over people or something like that, and we're a small business. 75% of our income that we make goes to those 20 people that we employ. And so there's not a ton of extra money just sitting over. There's not like, we're not selling iPhones for $1,000 that cost us $27 to make. It's completely different scenario, and I think a lot of small businesses are in that position. And so you have to keep going. You have to keep working. The first thing, though, is plan and prepare. The first thing, plan and prepare. This means following the CDC guidelines for your staff to keep them safe, to keep the people that you're working with safe, to keep that situation so that you can keep producing and that you can keep thriving in this time. I love that, that you guys are pressing the love button, and then I also love that you're pressing the angry button. I want to know your feelings on this. I want your opinion heard as well, so feel free to comment and to give your opinion. But the first thing to do is make sure that your staff are safe, make sure that your people are taken care of, that they have the supplies they need, they have the time to go get the supplies they need, because you do have to be prepared. If something shuts down tomorrow, your staff are going to be sitting there, and you have to think about that as a business owner. So I think that's super important. So that's one of the big things on my mind is, all right, these guys that work for me, how did their children keep eating? How did their families keep eating? Because that's essentially what a business does. And that's all a business does, is it supplies a means by which people can survive and buy things, period. People, that's the only reason to work. It's not some, other situation. So that still has to occur. So that's the first thing, is following the CDC guidelines, planning and preparing staff, clients, customers. Exactly, Tracy. We have a responsibility to our staff, and I know that a lot of people like to think as business or corporations as this don't care about anybody but themselves type of mentality. But excuse me, we're talking about small business here, and it's super important to have that responsibility for your staff and be thinking about them first and what they're going to end up going through and the situations they're facing, and that they need to keep going. So that's the first thing. That's why I'm going to get out of here really fast and head to our sale in Rochester, which is just jamming, by the way. The second thing is our clients. Yeah, so you have staff, clients, customers. Clients, if you are thinking about having an estate sale or scheduling an estate sale right now, you should do it. You should do it. You should call us at Aaron's Estate Sales. We are actually seeing greater turnouts for our sales. Everyone's home from work. Everyone, yesterday was such a beautiful day. I saw people walking their dogs. So many people were out and about. It was truly incredible. So I don't want, you guys to think that everyone is retracting, because it's not everyone. A lot of people are going out and living their lives and experiencing things and whatnot. I think that the main thing, though, is to prevent spread, obviously. So you have to take precautions for that. So customers are important, clients are important, staff are important, planning and preparing. That does mean food, that does mean water, that does mean money, that does mean all these things that your staff and all these people are going to need. If you're out at the grocery store, grab something for your neighbor, grab something for someone else that you know. And not that there's much left, but so that's the situation. The next thing is to commit to growing your business. Whether you're locked down, whether everything gets locked down and you're sitting there in your house, you have to commit to growing your business. You have to change. The thing that I was saying earlier about the fire, if you have a fire in your kitchen, all of a sudden you have to change what you were doing. You have to change how you were operating and handle that. Do actions that will handle that. If you're locked in your house, don't be watching Netflix. Don't just sit there and do nothing. You need to be doing something either to grow your education, your own personal, what you're able to do, or grow your business, promote. Keep pushing, because you have to come out of this thing bigger than you are now, not smaller. That is not the goal for a small business, because you do not help anybody by shrinking. You do not help yourself. You do not help your staff. You do not help the people in your community. You do not help the economy. You need to produce your own economy right now. And it's never been more important. So that's the next thing. The next thing is persisting. People will give up and retreat. People are going to pull back, and this is your opportunity to push forward, to keep pushing, and do something about it. So main thing, if you're sick, stay home. If you're well, live your life as normal. I love that. Julie, Main thing, if you're sick, stay home. If you're well, live your life as normal. I agree, but you can't live your life necessarily as normal because no matter what, the economy is retracting. Everything's retracting. So you have to do things that you wouldn't normally do. You have to stiffen discipline on some things. You have to work a bit harder. You have to push a little bit harder. You have to take this as an opportunity to do something about it, to do something about the way you've been operating your business. Sometimes we get comfortable in business and we don't really do the things we know we need to do to promote or to get out there more or to grow our business. And this would be the time to do those actions and to only do actions that are necessary. Another part about this is economizing on useless actions. So I wouldn't take this time to go out to the movies, to go to dinner. I would spend that money on how do I create my own economy? How do I produce my own income? How do I produce more income? How do I support my income support, like my job? How do I do everything that I can do to make that stronger? You have to do causative actions, not just fall back and get lazy, especially if you're a business owner. It's not okay. And it's not okay for your staff to allow your staff to get that mentality of, all right, let's go on a vacation for the next 12 weeks while this thing blows over. Like, no, let's figure out how we can produce and push even harder, because while all businesses are pulling back, it leaves space. It leaves space there that you can move into. And I think that's super important. There are people that are going to need services. There are people that are going to need things. There are things to do to make money in this time so that you're not sitting there in financial crisis personally. You yourself are responsible for your own economy. So that would be the next thing. I don't know how many people are on this, but share this with your friends. If you are a business, you have to do these things. Take advantage of the distraction. Do what others won't. Promote and produce. So do what others won't. Do what others won't. So that means, like, in my business, so other people stop spending money on advertising. I'm going to put more money in advertising. People are pulling back from doing sales. I need, now there's nobody taking away that traffic from me. So now I can get more traffic. Now I can get more, now I can help more people. And essentially we're here to help. Our company, depending on how this thing goes, we might put together a volunteer group that from certain hours a day will help. The one thing that I'm thinking in my head as going through this and I'm seeing all this happen is our company services elderly people or, baby boomers in downsizing and also in selling off the contents after someone has passed away. And so it's that community is super important to us, and we want to be able to help them in this time because they are most at risk. So, and that's why it's super important for our staff and us to have guidelines to keep people safe. But we also want to put together a group of us that will help people at nights or help people get the supplies that they need or help people get things that they can't go out to the grocery store and get or they're too scared to go out to the grocery store and get. Is another super important. So over the next 24, 48 hours, we'll put together a plan for that to help the elderly community in Metro Detroit, or that we at least can help or do something about. So if you know anyone that is in need of help, obviously our phone number is 248-915-8888. You can definitely have them call and we'll help. We'll try to figure out how we can get supplies or services to those people and do something about the situation. The one thing I wanted to leave you with is that something can be done about it. I think this is the most important thing that you should be thinking as you're going through this situation, is that something can be done about it. And whether it's something that, like, obviously a problem in this world exists when there's no apparent solution. A problem can only persist for as long as there's no apparent solution. So when you can figure out something that you can do about it, you can go take a walk, you can go get extroverted, you could turn off the TV, you could go look at the sky, you could help someone else, you could go help a family member or someone that you know that needs help in this time. Like, something can be done about it and you can do something about it, and I think that's super important. That's the last thing I wanted to say as we get off of here. I'm going to go help. I'm going to go do something about our sale in Rochester Hills, and I will go see you guys later. The most important thing is to prosper and to keep pushing and to flourish and to do so well that no hit can take you out, that no economy hit can take you out. And that's a huge issue. And that's, I think a lot of us, including myself, realized last week as I was standing there. I got home at like 10 o'clock at night and I'm looking at I'm trying to find something to eat because I'm a little hungry. And I'm like, damn, I could eat all this food in one day. I'm like, this is not enough. You do have to prepare. You have to be prepared. And you need to also, one more thing I'd like to say is that you have to boost your immune system. I was at a Target yesterday and everything was empty. Everything was completely empty. And there's a little vitamin shop right next to my office that I go to. And there was one person in there fully stocked. And I thought that was kind of interesting. They say about 70% of the population will be exposed to this virus. So the one thing that you can do about it is to boost your immune system. I don't know why I keep saying that wrong. And take actions yourself to do something about it, so that when you do come into contact where you are exposed, that you have an immune system that can fight it. And you need to research data. I'll actually post a link in here for a video you can watch and some supplements you can buy that will really help start building your immune system right now. I'm just going to post it in here because I think it's super important that this is one of the things that you do to do something about it. Let's see if I can find it. I'll post it right here. And then I will post it right here. And if you didn't see it, you can go to the Aaron's Estate Sales Facebook page. We'll be doing other videos. I usually do videos on Sunday, but I really wanted to communicate with you guys as soon as possible to know that you need to commit to growing your business in this time. You need to commit to service. You need to commit to servicing your customers, to doing something, to helping other people. And that's the main thing. So, and then also protecting yourself, your family, and planning correctly. So if it's not an emergency situation to you, if you're blowing it off, I understand. I did too. And I completely understand both viewpoints, of the hardcore viewpoint of like, this is going to end the world, and then the viewpoint of like, yo, the media is killing us. Like, come on. And I get it on both of those. And I agree with you on both of those. So, but I think that regardless, when you see things dropping, like when you see the statistics, like we manage our company by statistics, and we see something dropping, that means we have to do something about it. That means we have to take it into action and actually do things that we weren't doing before, handle it as it's an emergency. So emergency, the definition, is a serious, unexpected, and often dangerous situation requiring immediate action. That's all I'm talking about here when I'm talking about emergency. I'm not trying to get you wound up. I'm not trying to get you scared. It's just a serious, unexpected, and often dangerous situation requiring immediate action, arising from or needed for use in emergency, blah, blah, blah. Interesting. So emergency, Latin, to bring to light. English, emerge, emergency, to emerge, to bring to light, to all of a sudden be a situation that needs handling, that needs something. You have to do something about it. You can't just retreat. You can't just hide. You can't just go away. You have to just do the actions that are necessary to prepare yourself, your family, and then also to grow your business, because this will affect your business. I was surprised when it started affecting mine. I was like, no way, no way, no way. And now it's definitely affecting it. So the solution is to promote, is to definitely tell people and show people how great that we are actually thriving, and that this is the best time to do business. And so if we keep pushing that positive message out there, the more people will start to do something. I understand 100% if you want to, retreat and you think that's the right decision, and I get it. I would love for you to communicate that in the comments. Whatever your opinion, your personal opinion is, please share it. Facebook lets me do these videos because they let anyone do them. So there's no regulation to what I'm saying. There's no anything. So it's just my opinion. So you should give your opinion and communicate it to the world. And this forum is for, and I think you should do so in my comments. So please feel free, share this with your friends if you found it valuable. If you own a small business, definitely take the advice, promote, change your operating basis, economize, prepare to deliver, and stiffen discipline. Don't do wasteful actions. Don't do things that aren't necessary to do. Cool. Peace. I'm going to go to my sales, estate sales. We have an amazing 4 estate sales this week. We also have 3 next week. We're continuing to grow our company. We're looking to expand. I mean, at this point, if you know anyone, if you know a college student who is no longer, going to class, can no longer, we're looking for people. We're looking for people in the digital design, websites, sales type of people we're looking to hire. We want to grow. We want to expand into this. And whether that's the right action or not, that's up to you to decide. But we're definitely, I think that there's great opportunity for those kids or those college kids that were in school that now they can't do that. So maybe they could help create a company and create a business with us and, get a job when everyone else is, is retracting and firing people and laying people off. And I have no interest in doing that. I have no intention to lay any of my people off. I have no intention to miss a payroll. So that's why I'm here to tell you that let's transact. Let's do business together. This is going to be a great, this is going to be a great week at least. Let's keep moving it forward and keep doing it. Thank you guys so much.